Hello friends, you are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updates of things that you really need to know. I appreciate every one of you who has been part of this channel, who has subscribed, and as many that are still contemplating whether to subscribe or not. I will encourage you to do that because I know you are not going to regret it at the end of the day. Please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon is very important because if you don't click the bell icon, you will not be notified anytime we publish any news. And also, I have a gift for everyone or as many that are interested on how to build a website. There is a website link in the description section. Once you open it, there's a video that will teach you on how to build a website from beginning to the end. Thank you very much. So let's go straight to the business of the day. We have decided to create Ruga settlement, Kano government. The Kano state government has commenced plans to establish a Ruga settlement in the state. This was disclosed by the governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, during the inauguration of a 16-man committee who are to identify critical areas of settling herdsmen across the state. The committee, under the leadership of Mr. Jibrila Ahmed, is to also determine the type of social and infrastructure services that will be provided for the settlements. You are to determine the type of social service and infrastructure that will be provided for the Ruga settlement using veterinary hospitals, clinics, water, schools, markets, and also looking into the whole system. The governor tasked the committee to focus on the socio-economic part and not the socio-cultural offerings the initiative has to offer over the time or has offered over time. It is more of socio-cultural rather than socio-economic, and it has to change to socio-economic. Otherwise, it will continue to be an uneconomic venture. So in Kano, having looked at all the issues concerned, both at the national and state level, we decided to create Ruga settlements in a forests that are existing, and with the help of Islamic Development Bank, grazing areas will be provided. I think this is a good news, and that's what people have been talking about. Like I always say, and I believe that the federal government made a mistake in the first place by suspending this Ruga program, because they have said initially that it's not compulsory that has to be implemented in all 36 states of the federation, but at the end of the day they suspended it. And before the suspension, a lot of people had showed interest, and it's really it's a kind of disservice to the people that had really showed interest because they needed it and they felt it's going to be of benefit to them because they understand it better. So I think that's why a lot of them are really not happy. They are angry about it. So for the federal government to have suspended it means that what people have been insinuating is what might really be. So since federal government has suspended it and the states that had indicated interest wants to go, they want to go ahead with it. I think it's a good thing, and it's going to be a fine thing. And also what the governor is saying is that it shouldn't be just a socio-cultural thing, because it has to be socio-economical venture, that at the end of the day they were going to benefit from it. It's not because of it is their people that are always into it, or maybe it's going to benefit them because they are people, but it has to be financial benefit must go alongside with it. So if it's going to be sociocultural, this is just like he said, it's not going to yield any results, which has already been over the time. That's what has been, they've been benefiting from it, sociocultural aspect of it. But it has to go beyond that. It has to bring about a good governance, a good economy, just like they have been preaching. So like we said, let them continue from their side. If other people see that it's going to favor or it's going to be of benefit to them, they can join in. So it shouldn't be something that everybody will be crying here and there. There's this outcry, there's this noise all over the place, trying to create war where there is none. So if everybody goes and does what he feels that is going to be of benefit to the people or to the state, it's a good thing. People that are not interested, I think they have other things that they can really focus their attention on, because a lot of states or different states, they have a different business that thrive in their community. So it's not only when it concerns this cattle rearing of a thing that you want to make it compulsory. Other people have their area of a specialization. Like from north, you know that they have an area of specialization, in farming, in crops, in most especially this issue of cattle rearing. So let them go ahead with it. And the ones that have a flair for other things, let everybody goes along that way. Not that you have to enforce something that it benefits, or people that are in one side they really benefit from it, or that is their area of specialization. You want to make it like a national career, and I think that's why a lot of people are really not comfortable with this Ruga implementation across the country. But where they are making mistake is when there are people started coming out and telling the federal government that it has to be implemented, meaning that you are telling people, or you are confirming the insinuations they've been having concerned about the ulterior motive that you guys have. So if really it's like going to be an open thing, let the state continue. If the Kano state government say they want to continue with it, it's good and fine. Nobody's going to hold them responsible. Nobody's going to tell them to do it or not. In as much there are people are aware about it, or they are aware of it and they are okay with it, good and fine. Nobody from other states will come and tell the Kano state government what to do, and no state other from the north will come and tell the state in the south on what to do. Even the so-called people other regions, if they feel that they want to join in, if their people want it, good and fine. It's not supposed to be do or die affairs. It's not supposed to be a compulsory thing that you have to enforce it on people. You have to force it down the throat of people. That is what people don't really want, because they don't see any economic value in it. They believe in other things that they can benefit, or they can do their business, or even their state government can even support them. Just like the Southeast governors, they've come together that they are going to be doing the business of grasses, and some of their youths had already agreed that they want to go into this ranching of it, into this cattle rearing of it, and they want to be part of it. And the way a manner at which they are going to do it, their state government or the governors will tell them, and they are going to follow it and they will obey it. So there won't be any kind of, oh, these people are from this side, they are not, they are trying to discriminate us, they are trying to segregate us because it's our business and all of that, and they don't want to follow the rules and regulations of the host economy communities, and that's why we are having a problem, just like what happened in Benue State. So if the Ohanese youth say they want to go into cattle rearings, and of course they know what has been the problem before now, because they want to obey the law of the land, and they know how it's going to be of a benefit to their people. So they have to be stationed in a place. They have to have a designated place to do their business when it comes to ranching, and they would like to do it in a modernized way, which they themselves will understand, and their communities as well, they will understand. So if Kano State has decided to do it, even if they feel that they want to be moving around inside the state government house, inside the governor's office, good and fine. If the people like it, that is it. That's the way they want it. But if other states say they don't want it that way, you can't compel them. So it's a good thing, and it's a welcome development. Let every state that wants to go into this Ruga implementation, let them go for it. I think that's what the federal government needs to do. Come out and tell anybody who wants to go into this Ruga thing, let them go. Let them go ahead with it. It's not going to cause any problem. And that's why you are seeing people saying, oh, because they want to install emirs, because they want to take over our land, they want to colonize us, they want to do this and that. That's why you want to really force it down our throats. If it is something that is at the discretion or at the volition of the people, fine, let them go ahead with it. That is what I expect the federal government to do, because some of them are still saying Ruga is not cancelled, it's only suspended, that definitely is going to come back. If it's going to come back, I think that is what the federal government needs to do. That is coming back, we want to support as many states that will be interested. I think that will settle the whole thing. But if some people are giving ultimatum that federal government must implement it all over the country, it won't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It will never work that way. People will not agree to that. So they should go back and have a round table and know what will be the best thing if really they want this Ruga of a thing. The states that are interested, let them continue with it. Just like this governors, this governor and some governors in the north, they've already agreed that they wanted to go about it, or they go ahead with it. Let them go ahead with it, and everything will be settled. Let other states to in every area which they are really they have that specialization in doing their business. Let them continue, and let government too encourage them in that line. If you are into fishery, if you are into manufacturing, if you are into farming, if you are into all manner of business. If you are into spare parts and you want government to support you, let the government come out to and support them, in as much as they are supporting this cattle rearing of a thing. Let everybody go their different ways in, in terms of business, and there will, there will be diversification, so everybody cannot be doing the same thing. You don't just have to force this cattle rearing as if it's a national career. So guys, that is my own opinion concerning what the Kano state governor has said, Ganduje, that they really want to go alongside with it. They want to start the implementation, even if the federal government had already suspended it. But what he's trying to say is that it has to bring about a economic value, not social cultural value. So guys, I would like to hear from you. Put down your comments in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.